Alright guys, so what I have here is the practice in the lecture notes. So what we are going to do is work through these together. So, symbol, the first one is Ti. Ti for titanium, titanium. The mass, where would I find the mass for that? The mass I would find on the nuclear symbol on the top number. So instantly for the mass I put 48. Number of protons, or the identity, I would find on the periodic table, or I could find it in the bottom number there. The bottom number says 22, so 22 protons. Now the number of neutrons, that is not given in my symbol, but I can find the number of neutrons by looking at my mass and protons. My mass, 48, is contributed by my number of protons, 22 protons, plus the number of neutrons. So if I subtract, I should have 26 neutrons. Now, number of electrons. Electrons, the only thing that we know that they contribute are negative charge. So we would be looking at the charge. Now, in your table, you did not have a 0 written, but because there's no charge written on titanium, we assume the charge is 0. So if there's 0 charge, the number of protons must be equal to the number of electrons, 22 and 22. So if I continue to fill this out, down here my next one, the first piece of information that I should look at for the identity would be my number of protons, or 2, which would give me helium with 2 protons. Now, again, to finish off my nuclear symbol, I would write the mass up top as a 4. Mass up top as a 4. Now, for the charge here, I'm going to look at my protons and electrons. They are equal, so my charge is 0. 0 charge. Now, my number of neutrons, again, has to do with my mass and number of protons. My mass is contributed by protons and neutrons, so number of neutrons would be 2. 4 minus 2 gives me 2 neutrons. Next one, I have no knowledge of protons, so I have to figure out my identity some other way. I'm given the mass, neutrons, and electrons. If I take my mass, I know that my neutrons contribute, so 35 AMU is from my neutrons, 18 neutrons. My number of protons must be 17. Number of protons and neutrons contribute to my mass. Should I have 17 protons? My best friend, chlorine, with 17 protons. My mass, again, I put up the top. 35 AMU is my mass. My charge here, I have to look at my protons, which contribute positive 1 charge, and my electrons, which contribute negative 1 charge. I've got 1 extra electron, meaning my charge is a negative 1, and I can write negative 1 both in the charge column and on my nuclear symbol column. Last one down here, I'm given number of electrons, I'm given my charge, and I'm given the mass. Now normally I could take my mass and subtract the neutrons to find protons, but I'm not given number of neutrons. So to find my identity, the only thing I can do is look at my number of electrons and my charge. My electrons contribute to my charge, and so do protons. So I have a positive 2 charge contributed by 10 electrons, each contributing a negative charge, plus some number of protons which contribute a positive charge. If I've got a positive 2 charge, my number of protons must be 12. Now, who's got 12 protons? If we look on the periodic table, looking back, periodic table, 12 protons would be magnesium. We have an identity. Magnesium with 12 protons. Again, the mass gets put up on the top. I have 25 AMU as my mass. To find the number of neutrons, I must look at my mass and my protons. 25 minus 12 would give me my number of neutrons. Number of neutrons would be 13, and that would be finishing the table.